All right, I do believe we are officially recording the first Daily Wayne episode. Look at us go. Uh, this is a new entertainment venture by me, Wayne McCracken. I also have a podcast called The State of Wayne that I'll be publishing on a bi-weekly basis. Pretty much just going to be a daily roundup of my thoughts on this show. Not very... Gonna try to be funny. I was Tim Dillon's podcast. He's a good guy, he's a good inspiration, but you can't be afraid to fail. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a forewarning. This is not gonna be funny. This is not gonna be entertaining. But if you give me an option and you give me a chance, maybe one day I'll become funny. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna do a clap. And that's apparently going to get our audio synced up. I'm new at the production, new at everything. They have deprived me of getting on stage and making jokes, so I'm being forced to do this. I took out a high-interest loan in the amount of $3,500 to purchase some of the equipment, and then most of it went to fast food, drugs, and I did buy a sound bar because... Gonna be stuck inside all winter, it seems like, and I treated myself to a soundbar so I could relive my favorite concerts at Red Rocks, because Red Rocks is responsible for the death that will happen in Colorado if it's allowed to open again. We're gonna work with camera angles. This is weird. I hope it works. This is just a thought. This is a daily journal, guys. It's my daily thoughts. It's not the State of Wayne, but it is the Daily Wayne. Wayne McCracken, that's me. I should probably tell you I'm a open mic comedian in the city of Denver in the state of Colorado. It's not exactly what you would call funny. It's more of a giant non-binary sexual organ measuring contest out here. Lot of wokeness, not particularly something I'm a fan of. However, this is a pro-Biden podcast. This is a pro-Biden show. I am a pro-Biden person. I want to make it very clear that I believe Joe Biden won the election. There was no fraud at all. And if you don't believe that Joe Biden won the election, you're a shitty human being. And here's why. Because, look, if there's anything that's good on this planet, it's the legislative and foreign policy history of the United States post-JFK assassination leading up until the Trump election. That really, like, if you're gonna pick the perfect society, that's the one to pick. I mean, everything got so much better under the tutelage of Biden and co. during his 47 years as a senator. Well, I guess, I'm not sure. He got elected, 72 or something like that? And he was vice president for 8 years. And we can all of us disaffected liberals truly love Obama. I mean, Barack Obama, in the words of the immutable Joe Rogan, he's just a perfect statesman. And that really does make the war and the eroding of the middle class and the just general degradation of American society, it makes it taste so fucking good when it's a statesman like Obama. That's what I really like. You know what Obama couldn't get away with? Nothing. He can get away with whatever he wants. And he got away with things that made America better, like the Libya invasion, like ISIS. Those things made America strong. America needs a good enemy, guys. That's what we don't realize. America needs an enemy to constantly be fighting. And Barack Obama provided that to us. He got rid of Gaddafi. He was like, all right, fuck it, let's make ISIS. We're always going to have enemies, guys. And, Trump was trying to get rid of the enemies, and I'm not a big fan of that. I like America having enemies. I think it is the natural state of America to have indefinite enemies that we should be constantly fighting against. The past 50 years have shown that it does nothing but improve society when you have endless foreign wars. I mean, just look at the GDP since 2001. It's gone up, hasn't it? I believe that's directly attributable to war. And I don't know why it wouldn't be. I really don't. I have no idea why anybody would think that. And we're working with camera angles here. We're going to adjust it a little bit. Guys, Notice my giant blank white wall. I plan on filling that up with things in the near future. That's going to be fun. It's really difficult to speak to nobody. That was my biggest fear when I was going to do this daily YouTuber style, just one camera, one man type broadcast. And it is not easy. Being an open mic comedian, being an open mic comedian, in the stage of trying to become a comedian where you go to bars and force jokes down the throats of people who do not want to hear them, kind of makes you accustomed to a little bit of feedback, usually muffled laughter, but the Denver open mic comedian scene does really allow for this because there's no feedback. And that's what I'm used to when I do comedy. I have no idea if this shit's funny. I'm going to need you guys to tell me. So let's jump into it. It's been a weird day. We're here in the midst of the election, and that Sidney Powell chick got thrown the fuck under the bus. That shit was hilarious. They were like, we don't have anything to do with that crazy lady. We're pretty sure she's an admin on 4chan, and we, as much as we love 4chan, we're not about that, she's just a little too 4chan-y. She's just a little too 4chan-y for the official administration's taste. Could you imagine being a top tier attorney in the United States and going on television programs and programs that are going to be broadcast to millions of people and saying things like, it's a communist plot. The Republican Georgia governor, who's a supporter of Trump, is taking money from the commies in order to steal this election from Trump. It makes so much sense. It's just hilarious. And then the Trump campaign was like, no. We don't have anything to do with her. We've got ineffectual lawsuits that are doing nothing but drag out this fucking shit show of an election that decides absolutely nothing. It really is spectacular to me. The people that think that Biden is going to somehow be anything other than a little bit more left than Bush, but not nearly as left as Barack Obama. That's what's going to happen. And you can already hear the rees. You can already hear the rees from the left. It's amazing. Joe Biden putting oil executives in charge of the environment. What's this about? Well, no shit, Sherlock. How'd you think this was going to happen? A bunch of 22-year-old kids with political science degrees didn't know that Joe Biden was a corrupt motherfucker. It is astounding, the level of cognitive dissonance these people have. You just heard it. That's my shaker unit in my window. I am a proud member of the working class, and this podcast and all other media ventures I do, they're designed to get me out of that. So if you, the audience, can help me escape the working class, I would greatly appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get on Tim Pool level one day where we're doing a couple hundo an hour for a live show. Get me there, because I'm funnier than Tim Pool. As much as I love and respect Tim Pool, he's a great guy, the work ethic and the hustle. He is not funny at all. We need a funny centrist. Let me be your funny centrist. Let me be the funny centrist. That's also pro-Biden 2020. Hashtag Build Back Better. I'm also pro-European Union and Western European countries that have all landed on that very odd fucking slogan, Build Back Better. There's no coordination going on. Surely it's not a grand conspiracy. Surely none of this is designed as a transfer of wealth from working class people who I detest and do not want to be a member of their little social clubs for 8 hours a day where they show up and work. I don't want to do that. I was born for the managerial class, although I do not have the education level that allows you to get through the door to a managerial type job. I am not one to work for other people, so I really feel like I should be an executive without any prerequisites. That's my role. I am an ideas guy. is what I am. Hence the comedy. I formulate the ideas, I filter them through the funny filter, and then I bring them to you, the people. Or at least I try. And I think I could do the same thing. Let's take any industry. Let's take paper. I could go to the paper industry. I could be the ideas guy for the paper industry. I could have the idea. I was like, we've got this tree. How do we get this tree made into paper and delivered for people? Everything, all the steps in between the tree and the people, let me handle that. That's what I want to handle. And I'd be good at handling that because I would pay other people to handle it for me like any good fucking executive does. Delegation is key to running a good business. You want to delegate to the point where you don't have to work anymore. You just reap the benefits of the cash machine that is the business that you've created, or that you bought, or that your father got you a job on the board at. Pro Biden 2020. Oh, man. But yeah, that was the transition is hilarious. Yeah. And to be honest, I for one am looking forward to the overwhelming dread and depression that Joe Biden's lockdowns are going to be. It's going to be fun to watch the country burn, but everybody's going to be at home. The country is going to fail. Well, everybody's at home. It's going to be a fun winter. As far as winters go, this one might be the most fun. It seems like there's a lot on the docket as far as fun goes for this winter. You've got rolling lockdowns. You've got the idea that this might be an actual killer pandemic throughout this season. It's gonna be a hoot. Cannot tell you how much I look forward to it. Just the idea that I'll never leave my one-bedroom apartment again and that I'm going to start having to collect my dog shit and throw it out the window is fun. And it's an easy window to throw it out because it's a garden-level apartment. Garden level is what we call basement apartments in Denver. So I just get to fling it. And there's no splatter effect. There's no gravity. There's none of that. I just throw it out the window because we're not allowed to take our dogs out anymore. I will say Denver has been... As far as liberal cities go, Denver does seem to be doing a lot that you don't hear about the draconian Denver lockdowns on new media or alternative media. But in Denver right now, a lot of places don't have indoor dining. There's a limited capacity for outdoor dining. Bars are closed. Everything is closed except, basically the things that make people happy and the things that people look forward to, those are closed. We've gotten rid of those because it's going to be a dark winter, and you can't have a dark winter and the option to have fun. Those are mutually exclusive ideas, which is why no more fun. We've gotten rid of the fun. We're going straight in to lockdown. And, for me, it's fun because I don't know if you know this or not, there's quite literally infinite amount of porn videos on Pornhub to explore. If you get bored during the pandemic, it doesn't matter your taste. There's an infinite number in that genre. It just got more infinite since I brought up the subject. Pornhub is going to get America through this lockdown. I also don't think it's a coincidence that Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed until winter 2020. I think that is their plan to keep all of the people with the most rage passive. We're going to release 2077 in the dark winter, and people probably won't care as much about the dark winter if they've got Cyberpunk 2077. And it'll also expose people to transgender gameplay, which I am for and appreciate. There is no such thing in my world as hate. There's only humor. Unfortunately, humor sometimes has to have a target. And, if you want a Netflix special and you look like me, you make the target yourself. But if you want to be funny, you make fun of the powerful people. And unfortunately, they've got it to the point where, I've got a lot of trans friends. They're great people. I have a trans friend. He's a great person. What it is that they have power. You don't see people losing their jobs over talking about how much they love the sanctity of marriage. You don't see people losing their jobs because they go, I just want to see more trans people everywhere. They never get fired. That never happens. This is, of course, the first episode of The Daily Wayne, and it is, of course, probably going to not be monetized ever, which is why you've got to tell your friends about it. Share, like, and subscribe. Please, thank you. Love you guys. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to try and make these about 15 to 16 minutes long a piece. Don't really have any jokes to tell this time. Hopefully, the production value increases. Hopefully, my talent goes up. And hopefully, that inspires you to help me escape the working class. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.